Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 65 of the Weird Turn Pro. We're kind of excited today. Here's my buddy Jason in Lamont. I'm Mo here in Nashville, and look who's with us today. It's
Hi
Rosemarie
guys.
Ratvasky. Yes.
Welcome back,
Yes.
So,
Rose.
Thank you for having me. Welcome to my
no, we're
office.
glad you're here. We're glad you're here. It's kind of like the Red Dirt Poets ride again, just
That's
so
right.
everybody knows. Yes. So, so how are things? You're up in Jason's neck of the woods. So how are things? You're actually a little outside in the woods compared to where Jason is.
Yes, a
How
little
are
more in the
things up there?
country. Not like you fancy guys up in state. No, we're
Oh,
good here.
ooh.
Today was a big. I actually took a day off from work to take my dog to the vet and the sitters to get him set up for vacation. So it's been an exciting day.
Awesome.
So what's it like? What's it like taking a day off from work when you work from home now all the time?
That's right. Just don't go in the room.
Didn't tell anybody.
It's all pretty much the same, you know. It's any kind of cave mentality because I don't get
Right.
out that much.
Right.
So
Oh, well, good. So we're glad you could make it. We'll tell everybody. Uh, so just so everybody knows, this is going to be our last show for a while because we're going on a hiatus.
Well, I think it's appropriate at 65 that we take a little bit of a break, right?
Yeah. We made it. We made it this far, and we've got some. We've mostly. I've got some stuff going on that's preventing this, but we're hoping to come back in some form. So you can keep checking all of our, our personal social medias and see what's going on. But I have a show next week opening for Trevor Toms at Bobby's Idle Hour at 7:00 on Thursday. And pretty excited about that because Trevor's got some new music that he's putting out. It's going to be pretty cool. And Butch Rice is going to be joining us, another artist.
I saw that.
Yeah, so he'll be in the middle. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to, Trevor's a like a marketing animal. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty good house. And thanks again to Bobby's for having us and to Josh over there. So it'll be good. But as usual, I think we should get to some music. And since Rose is our guest, I think we should probably let her shoot first, right?
well, thank you. You said you wanted to do some original music, and so I thought I'd do my latest original. I'm not what you'd call prolific, so this is I'm not a political writer or political animal in any way, but I wrote this song after watching the New York Times video of the insurrection at the Capitol. And it just scared me because there's a portion where a large group is going, heave, ho, and they're just pushing against the door with the police on the other side. It was quite scary. So I wrote this song to deal with it, one way of dealing with things. And it's called Katie Bar the Door, which is an old phrase that means, depends on where you're from, but essentially means warning, watch out. Bad times are coming. Katie, bar the door. I'm doing it again. I'm going to stop for a second. I seem to have I seem to keep starting this in the wrong time signature, so I'll finger pick it to ensure that I'm going forwards. Katie, bar the door, they're prowling at the gate. The dogs of war are howling her in now. Pray it's not too late. First the thunder and then the storm. A hammer breaks the glass. A rain of anger, a flood of rage. A snake lies in the grass. To stoke the fires and fan the flames, the enemy's inside. Run for cover, run for help, run quick for your life. Katie barred the door, they're pounding at the gate. The dogs of war are howling, howling, hurry now, pray it's not too late. Fools and soldiers dressed for war, with banners waving high, to back the blue against the wall, the snake's nowhere in sight. Sticks and stones and breaking bones, we got 'em on the run. Gather round, boys, wave the flag, kill 'em with his own gun. Katie barred the door, they've broken through the gate. The dogs of war are howling, howling, hurry now, pray it's not too late. Did you stand in awe of the sacred hall, or did you laugh and desecrate the walls? Katie barred the door, they're prowling at the gate. The dogs of war are howling, howling, hurry now, pray it's not too late.
Wow.
Some song. Good.
Yes.
Wow.
That's really good, Rose.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Holy smokes. Yeah, that was.
I was just so upset. I was so scared.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that whole day was a mess, and but I think it captured the sense there. So I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's really good.
Thank you.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great. Great.
Very nice. Very nice.
Worth the drink.
Yeah, let's. Yeah. Let's come back a little bit. Come back from the chasm.
Chasm.
Such a happy bar singing song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uplifting.
It's a First Family song.
First Family song. Yeah. Somehow I don't think that would happen. Jason, do you want to go second, or
Oh,
do you,
gee, thanks. I get
do you
to
want me to
follow
go?
that. I'll go.
Well,
I'll go.
I'm letting you pick. Yeah, I'm letting you pick.
I'll go. I was going to play something old, but after following that, everything I have might just sullen us down a little bit more. So this is a song that I wrote with Michael Soletta when I was in Nashville last. So that was a month and a half ago. No, about 5 weeks ago. We sat down for a quick. I dropped my son off, and I was staying close to you on the east side of town. I had to drive to the other side of town and pass.
You should probably say I dropped my son off where, so people don't think you dropped him off like on Lower Broadway.
Yeah. So I dropped my son off for a hockey clinic week of camp in Bellwood on the west side of town. And I had contacted Michael, and we figured out a time to get together. And the nice part about Michael is he's such a generous songwriter and musician that he's like, oh, I've got this much time, and it'll be great, because he was in he caught COVID in July, so he was he was dealing with recovery and the energy level and getting himself back into the swing of things. So we sat down and we just had this conversation, and I had told him before I left that I am like, I I always play in minor chords, and I needed to write something because I was feeling very grateful. And so we sat down, and the night before I had this idea, and hopefully you'll get an idea of what the idea was. I know I showed the lyrics to Mo when we were like the next night when we were having dinner before they took off, and the um, the bridge came later, and I credit Mo with the bridge because this is kind of he's like maybe you should do something like this. So anyway, here it is. This is a song called Pieces. Sitting out on the coffee table, scattered pieces take some time if you're able. Try to match the color of that sunrise. Was at the week in San Francisco. We were so young when the time go. I still get lost in your sea green eyes. Bit by bit and day by day, one piece, one place, our hearts remembering our love, our life slowly assembling. That night, that place, the way you looked at me, the timeline of our lives, one piece at a time. Every day the picture grows. For how long only time really knows. Break out the brushes, paint outside the lines. We're only one part of the storyline. Think about what you leave behind. Sometime, bit by bit and day by day, one piece, one place, our hearts remembering our love, our life slowly assembling. That night, that place, the way you looked at me, the timeline of our lives, one piece at a time. Don't be puzzled, will be struck in blind. Our lives entwined, yes, our lives entwined. One piece, one place, our hearts remembering our love, our life slowly assembling. That night, that place, the way you looked at me, the timeline of our lives, one piece at a time. The timeline of our lives, one piece at a time.
Yeah, man.
Whew.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys did good. You guys did good. That's a good song. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the idea
Right?
came. Yeah, well, it feels good. If I can get all the parts right, it feels good. But no, it was and it was one of those things where like the night before I was just like, oh my god, I got to think of something because we got to write a song tomorrow. and it was, I think it was probably good for him because he was sitting down and dealing with recovery and some isolation time, and I'm like, this just popped in my head and as a visual, and like everybody has that table, and everybody, not everybody has it, but everybody knows somebody. And he related to it. I'm like, at least in my world, somebody has a puzzle somewhere that they're working on in their house,
Or something.
or
Yeah.
something along those lines. But there's always that person that has that's what they do, and they have a puzzle, and it just sits there. They walk by, they mess with it, and then it slowly gets. And he's like, we always had a when we were living in Australia, we always had the coffee table had like a puzzle on it, and he had one glued together on his wall, and it was like, that's what I'm talking about. And then we started getting into the concept of if this is a life, do you ever if it's your puzzle, do you ever see the end of it? Do you ever see it finished in your lifetime? And that's kind of where everything.
Well, it hasn't worked out for me that there's been an end to the puzzle. So I'll buy that in a second. I'll buy that in a second.
But good. It was just one of those things, and we were able to carry on. It was, the song didn't really take a whole lot, but the conversation that we had around it was worth every verse and lyric and note of that song, because it was one of those things that just really.
It's a good song. It's a really good song. I think that one has potential.
Yeah, how do you guys do you go in? I mean, I understand went in with the idea, but like splitting up the music, the lyrics, how does that work?
Good question. I mean, this was kind of, Michael really, really feels as though he's a melody guy, and he's really, I mean, he lays in chords and will throw an idea out and let somebody else take it from there. Um, he started the chords. He's like, how about we just do something along this lines, and we can do this because it will make you feel like there's a minor chord going on, but it's not a minor chord.
Mm-hmm.
So we're dealing with this C with a G on it, and then into an F. He's like, and it'll give you that feeling of having something minor in it. And so we started talking about it, and I kind of threw some lyrics out, and we kind of went with it. The thing about it is, he's like, well, what he wrote, if we want to break down pieces, where it came out was, it's like, well, what about na 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 na? I mean, he laid in some dynamics with chords and changes that help propel it. And we got into the chorus, and I started, the first time I sang it, it actually changed rhythm, because I was like, one piece. It's like, well, one piece, one place, our hearts remembering.
I like that.
Our life slowly assembling. That night, that place, the way you looked at. And I couldn't sing that way when I started playing it, right? So I got the nice first part, but when I hit that, like, that night, that place, the way you, and he's like, I love the build. So that was kind of just one of those moments of how it.
Yeah, there's a drum part in there right there that will push it.
Yeah, you can hear that. You got some nice cymbal work in there, yeah, and when we because we did that in person, and then when we met I just kind of threw a bridge on it and said, here's an idea, and then he checked it out, and he laid chords on it, and so when we played it that day, he's at one point going.
Yeah, exactly, because you can hear it. You can hear that. You can hear that the drum helping with the
building the dynamic,
the movement and the transition. Yeah.
Well, I mean, cool. It was one of those things where we kind of and it's trying to figure, there's moments of trying to figure out the right rhyme, and you're trying to break it out the right way, and I find it very rewarding working with Michael, because his English is Australian English, and so there's some word choices that are great, and it helps.
Well, and it has a different rhythm to the speech patterns too.
Yeah, and truthfully, I spent so much time watching BBC television that I understand that rhythm a little bit better in some cases.
The old going to a Shakespeare play and not really understanding what they're saying until the middle of the second scene. All right, well, good. I'm gonna move us into some '90s style country.
Okay.
This song I wrote, and then I took it to Steve McQuay because I needed him to sing it, and so Steve is my co-writer on this because he basically redid the melody. I'm not even going to be close on what he sang. So like when I pitch it, I pitch his version with him singing because it's so much better than me singing it. But I'll try to hit the melody that he caught. But this song is called "Count on Love." I used to carry around an old rabbit's paw. Had a rusty black horseshoe hanging up right on my wall. I used to cross my fingers, it was all that I thought of. I used to count on luck, now I count on love. You can leave your future to chance, but I prefer to give mine a little shove. I don't believe in happenstance. I used to count on luck, now I count on the love. She used to say I was crazy, half out of my mind, 'cause I'd latch on to any old talisman I could find. But I stopped waiting for help from above. I used to count on luck, now I count on love. You can leave your future up to chance, but I prefer to give mine a little shove. I don't believe in happenstance. I used to count on luck, now I count on love. I'm throwing away those lucky charms. I'll take my chances in her arms. You can leave your future up to chance, but I prefer to give mine a little shove. I don't believe in happenstance. I used to count on luck, now I count on love. I used to count on luck, now I count on love. And some beer to wet my whistle because it's not working out.
All right, might as well. Well, we'll try a song for you here.
All right, Rose, it's your turn.
My turn. The title of this song is Nothing to Lose. Not nothing, nothing. So spell it right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
What up with the
I was trying to fix the words right here, and apparently they aren't going to work. So let's do it from memory, see what happens. Life is good. I think I wrote it. So he's got a black El Camino, silver-tipped boots, cruising the casino in a shark-skin shirt. He's told so many lies, I swear he thinks they are the truth. Every hand's a winner when you got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose but the stars in your eyes. Nothing to lose but a cold stone lie. Rock and roll life ain't nothing but a long cold blue. Every hand's a winner. You got nothing to lose. She's got a voice like an angel, little devil tattoo. He says, baby, I can help you make your dreams come true. Let me buy you a drink, we'll talk about it in my room. Every hand's a winner when you got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose but the stars in your eyes. Nothing to lose but a stone cold lie. Rock and roll life ain't nothing but a long, slow blues. Every hand's a winner. You got nothing to lose. Well, he woke in the morning, evil ache in his head. He's got no money, no car keys, no woman in his bed. When the tables get turned, even players gotta pay their.
You there? Muted.
I think we lost her. Yeah, I think we lost her. She looks like she disappeared there. So we'll have to wait till she comes back. But I guess you can play us a tune while she's on her way back.
There's another one I'm working on. I'm sure it'll.
Good thing you weren't in the bathroom right now.
Yeah, no. I was like, I was just getting ready to take my headset off, and then I'm like, okay.
Well,
so, the abandoned sidings wander quietly through the long-forsaken factory towns. The sumac grove was a parking lot before GM shut us down. The echoes of the stickball game in the street unsupervised disappears in the fading cadence as the industry that left our lives. 'Cause there seems to be no rhyme or reason as we overeducate the next in line. I can't climb on board this notion that we're running out of time, or that the only way forward is to wait for the train to come in. As we watch prosperity leave from a station no one living has ever seen. It's hard to know when to pass the reins, when to steam to diesel, what's the next in line. We all want to build a legacy, and we thought we'd have more time. The wheels of progress roll right over my working class small town dreams. Opportunity knocks on this map dot like a lottery ticket, it seems. There seems to be no rhyme or reason as we overeducate the next in line. I can't climb on board this notion that we're running out of time, or that our only way forward is to wait for the train to come in. As we watch prosperity leave from a station no one living has ever seen. Wheels of progress roll right over my working class small town dreams. Opportunity knocks on this map dot like a lottery ticket, it seems. Well, there seems to be no rhyme or reason as we overeducate the next in line. I can't climb on board this notion that we're running out of time, or that the only way forward is to wait for the train to come in. As we watch prosperity leave from a station no one living has ever seen. As we watch prosperity leave from a station no one living has ever seen.
You're back.
Woohoo!
All right, we got Rose back. There we go. Good job, Jason. Jason, that's a good song. Also, it's good. It's one of those place songs. You know what I mean? It's about a place. It's about a time. It's about things that are happening. So it's good. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you. That one's one that started with a walk back from the car dealership, and to get from me to there, I have to walk down an abandoned rail line. So,
all right. Well, let's. Rose, do you remember where you work? Can you just pick right up there? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We can go right back and let's go right back to you, and we'll get back into that song. So,
all over again,
or something else, whichever you want to do.
It's all you.
Well, I think I'm going to try a different song. So
Okay.
I'm a little trouble with it.
It might be the song. You never know. Yeah.
I have one of those that's never been able to be completed on this show.
There you go. All right. Well, let's hear it. What do you got?
Okay. Here we go. He remembers the day they first brought her home, a bundle of pink, now a woman full grown. They walked down the aisle, something old, something new, with a tear in each eye, indigo blue. Indigo blue, love when it's new, a summer night sky, two hearts beating true, soon faded and warm, a little bit torn, but better than new, deeper than indigo. taught her to dance. His feet on his shoes. She's off and running, long steps to choose. When to let go, what's the right thing to do? Love's heart is coming, indigo blue. Indigo blue, love when it's new. A summer night sky, two hearts beating true. So faded and warm, a little bit torn, but better than new. Deeper than indigo blue. Roller skates, bicycles, keys to the car, half of his money and all of his heart. He kisses her cheek and says, I love you. Happiness turns to indigo blue. Indigo blue, love when it's new. A summer night sky, two hearts beating true. So faded and warm, a little bit torn, but better than new. Deeper than indigo blue. Deeper than indigo blue.
Full song.
That's a very pretty song.
Beautiful.
It's a very pretty song. And I can see, and actually, if you release that as a single, it has to be on blue vinyl. Just so you know. Yep. Keep that in mind. Blue vinyl.
Yep.
All right.
Blue vinyl.
We're
Yep.
going with blue vinyl. Oh, that's a great song. That's a good song. Hey,
cover.
we're gonna. Hey, Joan wants to try. My wife is my producer, Joan. She's sitting next to me. Actually, everybody say hi. You know, this
Hey,
we're
Joan.
going on hiatus, so she gets to say hi.
See you guys.
There's our Penn State poster, Nashville
okay,
Penn
good.
Stater poster in the background. We actually watched the game with the Nashville Penn Staters last week at what's it called? Rock and Dough over in the Nations part of Nashville. So it's always fun because everybody in there is a Penn Stater, you know, either from here or moved here or whatever. And they collect money for scholarships at the, you know, while people are watching and stuff. So they always give a scholarship every year to somebody who's going to Penn State from here. So it's pretty cool. I'm glad I got that in there. That was good. So but Joan wants to try something that she's never tried before. Since we're going on hiatus now, she's decided that maybe she's going to get a little risque. So we're going to try something here.
Ooh,
Risque. Oh my God, she took her top off. Okay, here we go. No, I'm just. All right, now go. No.
So why are we cutting to
Go
Jason if
her.
we're being
Go to her and
risque?
click on it. There you go.
And then I can go back.
Yeah, see, she's finally learning how to use this.
Yeah,
folks.
yeah.
I'll
So-
work on
Pick
it
one
over
to
their
the-
hiatus.
All right, well, now you need
Click on
to
that hernia, hiatal hernia.
click me. There you go.
Oh, there we
All
go.
right, so she's finally understanding this. So after 65 episodes,
65 episodes.
finally
Yeah, right.
got this up.
I missed a couple. So
She
maybe-
did miss a
maybe
couple,
60.
so that, yeah, maybe 60. So here's the deal. I decided while after I played the other one, I thought, well, I'm going to play another song that I co-wrote because, and it's a co-write in a weird way because Jason and I co-wrote this, and we do weird co-writing because we're often not in the same place, but also we kind of have this Lennon and McCartney thing going on. So
The other
anything
part of our co-writes from the modern post-COVID time is when we were co-writing from a distance, it was pre-COVID use of video. So our co-writes would be, hey, I've got this song, and I would get a file stem sent to me, or actually I would get the file, he'd play it, then he'd send me a stem so I could record on it, and then we would start bouncing things back and forth. So it was a different method of co-writing than what most people think of now.
yeah. But before I moved, we kind of had a deal there. Anything that we kind of recorded together and did anything on, we would call a co-write because we were both involved in it. And this song, it's out there. I decided to try to write a modern pop country song, and I failed miserably, which is fine because it's suitably terrible to be pop country. And
Suitably terrible.
yeah, it's suitably terrible. And but Jason's background vocals on this in the chorus are dead on. I mean, they're great because it's actually a Beach Boys background vocal that he put in there for me because it mentions the Beach Boys in the chorus, and it's really cool. So I would normally not encourage you to go listen to this song, but you should probably go listen to it just to listen to the chorus and hear Jason do this Beach Boys kind of background vocal on it because it's pretty cool. And probably if you know the song, you'll know what it
Yep.
sounded like when I played this.
You might have a misplaced drive-by backup vocal now. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going to countrify it a little bit as opposed to doing the bro country version that we actually recorded. So this is called, oh, and I should probably mention that the inspiration for this song, his name is Arlie Myers, and he's a friend of my kids. And he told me this story that got the song started in a bar because my kids are now old enough that all their friends show up where I'm drinking. So, all right, here we go. This is called 1,000 Pounds of Ice. 1,000 pounds of ice in the back of my 1-ton. Off to the beer store, pack it full of cold ones. Head out to the lake with all my friends. Party at the lake and the leaves are turning. Fire pits working and the marshmallows burning. Guess you know how this one ends. And it's you and me dancing on the hood. Who'd ever thought life could be this good? The Beach Boys singing, wouldn't it be nice? This always happens when I fill that truck. I guess I'd do it just to push my luck. Party with 1,000 pounds of ice. Red Solo cups up behind the seat. Bottle of Jack, baby, make mine peak. This party's getting turned up to 11. She winks at me, says these are the days. I say, baby, let me count the ways. When I'm with you, honey, I'm in heaven. And it's you and me dancing on the hood. Who'd ever thought life could be this good? The Beach Boys sing, wouldn't it be nice? This always happens when I fill that truck. Guess I do it just to push my luck. Party with 1,000 pounds of ice. We'll go through life hand in hand. Always remember where we made our stand. It all started with 1,000 pounds of ice. And it's you and me dancing on the hood. Who'd ever thought life could be this good? The Beach Boys singing, wouldn't it be nice? This always happens when I fill that truck. I guess I do it just to push my luck. Party with 1,000 pounds. Party with 1,000 pounds. Party with 1,000 pounds of ice.
Wouldn't it be nice?
And so two things, that tells you why we can't sing together because we're always off by half a measure or
And
whatever.
Who knows what the delay is?
And the other thing I'm going to tell you about this song is this is why when professionals evaluate your music and tell you, and I put the word professionals in quotes, if you send your music off to be evaluated, because I did send this one to an evaluator, and they send you back comments, take them with a grain of salt and then throw them away. Because this evaluator said, really, 1,000 pounds of ice in the back of a truck? That sounds like unrealistic. How about 100 bags of ice? Well, the smallest bag of ice weighs 8 pounds. So that's 800 pounds. So does it really matter?
Well, wait.
So as soon as
I
I read that comment in the thing, I stopped reading the rest of the evaluation because I was like, first of all,
Man doesn't know his ice.
and honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, you should know. This is gonna just sound awful and judgmental as hell. But obviously, anybody who's writing a real country song needs to know somebody like Arlie.
yes,
They're gonna write about drinking, man.
yes, they do. Because I still haven't written probably 50 songs that I could write about that kid. So,
Oh,
and
yeah,
Arlie, if you're ever watching this, I love you, man.
Oh man.
It's like you
Last time I saw Arlie was when he came back to town, right?
Yes.
And he was used to us playing on that night. So he at one point stood on stage next to me screaming the lyrics of what I was singing. And then he sat
Yes.
down in the chair next to me. And the next thing I knew, we were waking him up and his father was coming to get him. So I mean,
Yep.
God bless him. He knows how to have a good
No,
time.
he's a funny kid.
He's a great guy, and the thing is, I would see him on Friday nights or on Monday nights or whatever, and then Saturday morning at 8:00 in the morning, I would see him out at Tussey Mountain handing out skis to little kids.
Yep.
And you knew he was awake and he knew what he was doing. So
Yep.
you know,
No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Great guy.
I think we kind of reversed the circle here a little bit. So
I guess
it might be back to you at this point.
So
am I right about that?
Okay, so who is the you're pointing
Or we
at?
can let Rose. Well, no. Oh, good point. Or we can let Rose have another one at this point and then come back to you. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
Rose is the guest. We'll let her have
Rose
another
is
one,
our
then we'll
guest.
come back to you. Okay.
They've all heard what I'm going to play
Yep.
from this point forward anyway.
This is the first song I wrote during the COVID lockdown. First song I wrote, and Jason, I brought it to Mo's house, and Jason was instrumental for getting the bridge going. So he's my co-writer on this.
Oh wow!
Nice.
So, but let's see if I remember it. It's called "Going Down to Asheville." Going down to Asheville, gonna find me a song. Going down to Asheville, gonna find me a song. The old guitars and mandolins and the fiddles play along. Celia's on the stand-up bass, and you know you can't go wrong. Going down to Asheville, gonna find me a song. Going down to Asheville, where the high lonesome rains. Going down to Asheville, where the high lonesome rains. Throw away my winter coat, buy me brand new strings. Leave behind my worried mind, let this old heart sing. Going down to Asheville, where the high lonesome rain. Driving down the Blue Ridge through the Smoky Mountains, hear the music in the wind, promise of a better day. When I get to Asheville, I think I'm gonna stay. Nashville, gonna find me a song. Going down to Nashville, gonna find me a song. Old guitars and mandolins and the fiddles play along. Celia's on the stand-up bass, you know you can't go wrong. Going down to Nashville, gonna find me a song. Going down to Nashville, gonna find me a song.
Great song. Great song.
Joan wants to know if I sent you all the pictures and videos for that as for your resources.
No.
Oh, okay. We'll have to make sure we get them to you. We have resources for your video for that. So.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know I had a video, but yeah.
Well, you will.
You're gone.
You will.
I think it used to be
Great
a major long ago.
That's a good song. I remember you playing that on the porch the first night
Yep.
there, on the deck. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was. You know, I remember you playing it, but I remember this twinkle in your eyes as you were singing it, and you still have it. And that's an awesome thing. And
The
it's,
twinkle is that C9 you gave me.
no. I'm thinking about the look on your face, not about your guitar playing. It was because there was there was an excitement inside of you about what you were doing and where you were at, and that was really, really fun to watch. And that's why I wanted to push, because I could see that was, you had something going and you had a nice pace going, and I didn't want you to lose it. So
Plus, I like country. It all comes back to I do all this funky stuff, but deep down, just want my 3 chords.
that's awesome. It's awesome though.
Well, now it's back to you, buddy.
Back to me. Shoot. I will play. What will I play? I will play the song that probably I will call, really the first significant song that I could say that I wrote. And it was one of those things where I was like really pushing and trying to figure out something. It was midnight by a bonfire, Carolina coast, drinking dark rum from a bottle, talking about black man's ghost, contemplating conquest on Queen Anne's revenge, and knowing that his treasure was buried somewhere in this sand. Been a good week with a few friends, trying to drink the Jolly Roger dry. Last night by the seaside, won't be back for quite a while. Somewhere after last call, we stumbled to the point of a teacher's hole, needed to say farewell to the man of the hour before we started our voyage home. And the water turned to white foam as it crashed into the shore. And a legend was born when the pirate died just off this beach, Some say his spirit roams this stretch when the moon is right. David Jones released a ghost on an Oka-Coke blue night. From the darkness he appeared, walking alone along the strand. He cried out, I said howdy, raised a bottle in my right hand. He said, I thank you kindly, don't mind if I oblige. You can't find a cure to what ails you on the other side. Well, he said his name was Eddie, could teach us many tales. How his eyes lit up when he talked about the wonder. He stayed for quite a while, drained my bottle, then he sighed. I better move on before the sun starts rising. And the water turned to white foam as it crashed into the shore. And a legend was born when the pirate died just off this beach, you know. Some say his spirit roams this stretch when the moon is right. David Jones released a ghost on an Okokoku night. Yeah, the water turned to white foam as it crashed into the shore. And a legend was born when the pirate died just off this beach, you know. Some say his spirit roams its stretch when the moon is right. But David Jones released a ghost on an Okokoku night. It was midnight by a bonfire on the Carolina coast.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
You have that dialed in now, so
Yeah,
time to re-record it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need to
exactly.
record that.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one more song, and then Rose, you're gonna take us out. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a song. This song will be 32 years old next month. And the reason I know that is
I think
because
I know where we're going. And
I wrote it the day my daughter came, or the day my daughter was born. I went home from the hospital. She was a C-section, so Joan had to stay there. And so I went home, and they kicked me out after they told me I wasn't going to be in the delivery room. They made me be in the delivery room during the surgery. So that was interesting. So I went home and I wrote this song. So this is called. And by the way, Sarah, was it this past year or the year before? She got the tattoo. So
Oh, yeah.
I tried to find a picture of her tattoo, but she now has a tattoo on her shoulder that incorporates a lot of the images that are in this song. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I tried to find it for the show, but it's in my phone somewhere. And of course, I text with her a lot, so who knows where it is in that text thread. So this is called As You Grow. It's available wherever you get your music. Egyptian kings and fancy rings going to the zoo. Bubble gum, the setting sun, a boxing kangaroo. Lullabies, coyote cries, diamonds in the rough. Nightingales and dusty trails swimming in the buff. Wondrous as they seem, these things you'll come to know. You find them on the way as you grow. As you grow, as you grow, hot air balloons and macaroons swan out on the lake. Tambourine, a submarine, cookies that you bake. Flying fish, make a wish, church bells in the morn. An apple tree, a bumblebee, a piece of candy corn. I will promise this, time will surely show. The world will come to you as you grow. As you grow, as you grow, all these things and more will wash up on the shore of love's eternal glow as you grow. Red rose and rainbows, cotillions on the lawn, sailboats and castle moats, a rooster's crow at dawn, seagulls and baseballs, long walks in the park, red guitars, the planet Mars, kisses in the dark, wondrous as they seem, these things you'll come to know, find them on the way as you grow. As you grow, as you grow.
Love that song. Always love that
So
song.
nice.
And you know, I squeezed in my tribute to Red Rose Cotillion
I heard
in the
that.
last verse. Did you hear that?
I hadn't noticed that before.
Yeah, it's in there on purpose. So that's my tribute to those guys. So,
That's cool.
yep.
Well, so I'll do a song. Let me take a quick
Yes.
step here to wet the whistle.
It's a good idea because I keep forgetting to do that and then I get a little dry.
I only do it for the music, man. You know, I think when Jason was singing a couple songs ago, Joan was moving pictures between us. And she caught
Yes.
what I was thinking.
That's what she was shooting for. That's what she actually succeeded. That was her goal and she succeeded. So,
Yeah.
Good job, Joan.
I'm
Thank
glad,
you.
I'm glad everybody was enjoying a drink. I keep my eyes closed when I sing anyway, so it's all good.
That's funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first song I wrote called Sing, Banjo Man, Sing.
yes.
I wrote this for Ernie Oberman. I actually started the song when I was sitting in a doctor's office waiting, and I wrote the first couple lines of the chorus. And then I put it back in my purse for a couple of years, and then and Ernie wasn't feeling well. I thought, well, I'll write Ernie a song. And I got through part of it, and then he passed away. So it's like, oh, I should finish that song. And then there was a memorial service for him. I was like, I haven't finished that song yet. So for that whole week, I'm driving back and forth to work, singing loud in my car, trying to come up with rhymes or stuff. And but it was, he's a great man, very important in my life. And my daughter just turned 21 this past week, 2 weeks ago. And she went to the first for the first time last week. So,
Wow.
She mentioned it was like a little, like grungy. So,
Oh, she hasn't been to the brewery yet.
Did you tell her? Did you tell her that it's nicer than it was?
no, I was like, it's kind of nice now, you know. You don't feel like it's like a fire. So she said it was crowded. I'm like, you don't know for crowded. We were there where the fire marshals were. So.
We used to climb on top of each other upstairs and downstairs in the snow.
That's right. You know, she's a Mr. C's girl anyway. So, yeah. So what can I do? You can't win them all.
Nope.
So anyway, this is called Sing, Banjo Man, Sing. Well, it's Saturday night in a tavern, in a basement as dark as a cavern. You can come as you are, drink your beer from a jar, meet your old friends or make you some new. If it's early, you might get a table. If it's late, we'll make room at the bar. When the band starts to play, the crowd gets to swaying. The best seat is right where you are. So sing, banjo man, sing. Play a song on your old silver string. Raise a glass in the air, wash away all your cares. together our voices will ring. We sing with the banjo man sing. Now the songs might seem old-fashioned, but we sing 'em out loud with a passion. You know the cowbells upbeat, the washboard sounds sweet on Rocky Top and Old Mountain View. Side by side we'll all raise a ruckus, singing hits from before we were born. Bring a tear to your eye with an Irish lullaby and a smile with that old unicorn. So sing, banjo man, sing. Play a song on your old silver strings. Raise a glass in the air, wash away all your cares, and together our voices will ring. We sing with the banjo man sing. Faded pictures on the wall tell a story. In the smile of a man in his glory, with the beer and the song, we all now belong to a family that forever lives on. So tip your waitress, don't forget the bartenders. Last call by around for the band, and it's a mama don't around no over the rainbow. One more song till we all meet again. So sing, banjo man, sing. Play a song on your old silver strings. Raise a glass in the air, wash away all your cares, and together our voices will ring. When we sing with the banjo man, sing. Sing with the banjo man, sing. Sing with the banjo man, sing.
Yay.
Yes, ma'am. That was a good one.
I couldn't ask for a better song to head out onto a hiatus from, though.
Yes, yes,
That is awesome.
it's absolutely right. You know, when you sang that at them, everybody sang the chorus. Everybody in the bar sang along.
That's so
By
cool.
the time they learned it in one verse, and everybody sang along. It was great. It was absolutely unbelievable.
Great tribute.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, great job. So, friends, you have managed to spend an hour of
Plus,
man, the weird going on up there. You have managed to spend an hour plus tonight with us here at the
in Weirdo
I
Land,
don't even know the corral in Weirdo Land. Yeah. Remember, we're going on a hiatus. We will, you know, we never really go away, so we're probably going to be back at some point in some form. So just keep tuned into the social media stuff. See what's going on. We'll keep you up to date. Also check in and see if any of us are playing anywhere, because people are starting to, you know, as the hopefully everybody gets vaxxed and we can get back out there and really play, and it'll be a good deal. But I want to remind everyone, as Hunter S. Thompson once wrote, when the going gets weird,
the Weird Turn Pro.
there it is. And we will see you again soon. Goodbye,
Like a
everybody.
bad
We'll
penny.
see you shortly. Thanks
Like
for
a-
stopping by.
Thanks, guys.
Like a bad
See ya.
penny.